Good morning. 2 people are dead as a bad batch of heroin makes its way around Chautauqua County. And 2 suspected of peddling cocaine in Falconer. And Jonathan Young makes his first appearance in Butler County Court. That's news now for Tuesday, May 16th, 2017.
Live and on demand, it's Morning News Now with Justin Gould and Storm Hartman.
And welcome to Morning News Now. It is 55 degrees with partly cloudy skies. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Ryan Hedrick, in for Storm Hartman, who is doing his due diligence in Pennsylvania with Matt this afternoon. Suspected arsonist Jonathan Young set to appear in court, arraigned on a lot of charges.
Yeah, that's right, Ryan. Our Matt Hummel, he's standing by live from Butler County, Pennsylvania, where Young was picked up earlier last month. Good morning, Matt. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, good morning, guys. I'm just outside Wiener's Gone Wild, a restaurant on Route 8 in Slippery Rock Township. And this is where Jonathan Young was arrested just about a month ago. He faces a litany of charges in Butler County alone, including felony 1 burglary and felony 1 arson. The 19-year-old's charges stem beyond the confines of Butler County, however. Jamestown police say Young set 12 separate fires throughout the Jamestown area throughout the month of March.
He has been charged with 2 counts of arson in the 2nd degree, a B felony, 9 counts of arson in the 3rd degree, a C felony, and 1 count of arson in the 5th degree, a Class A misdemeanor.
Arson is not merely a property crime. It's not a prank. There are consequences. There's collateral damage. It is not a form of helpful urban renewal for those trying to redevelop a community. Most folks don't realize that when a building has been damaged by fire, particularly an arson, it makes it more difficult and expensive to deal with the cleanup and the reuse of the property. Arson fires are not helpful to those trying to rebuild and redevelop an urban area.
Young is also accused of breaking into a Pine Grove Township home to steal a 2017 Toyota Corolla. The man faces charges of motor vehicle theft and burglary, both of which are felonies, loitering and prowling at night in Warren County.
He's charged with arson, which is the highest felony, felony 1, burglary, felony 1, criminal mischief, possession of instruments of crime, theft. Should he be convicted, he's looking at significant time. I am working with the Jamestown Police Department. Specifically, I'm in contact with a Lieutenant DeGolier. So this is a kind of like a dual state investigation.
And WNY News Now will have full coverage of Jonathan Young's arraignment, Butler County Court. For Storm Hartman, I'm Matt Hummel. Guys, back to you.
All right, Matt. Hey, thank you for joining us. And as we mentioned, we have a town hall-style interview right now with 3 people who were awfully close to Jonathan Young. Good morning to all of you. Thanks so much for joining us. I'll just identify. We have Bruce Gardner here on the far right, who is John's cousin. We have Alan McElwain, a friend of Jonathan Young, and then Liz Hansen. And Liz, you said you were John's best friend, right? So, guys, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
So we all have different perspectives on this, and it's been kind of volatile a little bit in the comments section of a lot of our reporting, and you know, we can't control what people say, but you have a story too. So Bruce, I can't even imagine what this must be like for your family. What are you guys feeling?
We're just kind of sad. He disappeared without word. He just we didn't expect it, just out of nowhere, and just we're sad that something happened.
So in the days leading up to the fires, you guys didn't know where John was?
We knew where he was before the fires, and then he kind of left after them, and we didn't know anything about them. We knew about the fires, we just didn't know Jonathan was even suspected of it.
So where was he before?
Where was he before? He was with his family, and he was with a couple friends in apartments and just
Yeah.
around.
Yeah. Now, he was a college student, correct?
Mhm.
So, what was he like looking to study and going?
He was in individual studies, and he was really interested in psychology.
Yeah.
Because everything going on with him, he really was interested in how the human mind works.
What was going on with him?
He, a while ago, he was diagnosed with depression, and that's through many different things. And recently, he was diagnosed with, I believe, antisocial disorder. But he was one of the most social people I know, so it doesn't seem right that he was diagnosed with that.
Yeah. And Liz, we spoke with you before. You were with Jonathan weeks before all of this happened, right?
Yes.
So what was he like then? I mean, you guys were close friends. What was your relationship like?
He was in terms like my little brother figure. I mean, I've known him from school forever, and it just got to the point where we just got close when he started college, that we just became like siblings, and he started staying with my best friend during spring break, so we just got closer.
So all of you were together before then, and you guys hanging out, doing homework, stuff like that. Did you notice anything different?
No, he seemed the same to me from what I've noticed. Sometimes he seemed like very like thoughtful, like he was pondering things like deep in thought, but that was the only difference that I noticed. And I mean, I just attributed to college stress, because college is stressful. This is first semester, so.
And Alan, you have an interesting perspective because you're a volunteer firefighter as well. So you were actually at the scene of that Falconer blaze.
Yes, I was.
So how do you know John?
I know John. I've known John since junior year in high school. He was in the play with us. He's always been, this upbeat, cheerful person that you always wanted to be around, because he made, even if you were having a horrible day, he always made your day better.
And what do you think now, after seeing all of this and the allegations?
Well, first off, I think that everybody out there needs to just take a step back, because the way our court system works is everybody's innocent until proven guilty. And do I think that Jonathan did it? No. But there's always that possibility that he could be proven guilty. I mean, given the right circumstances. I'm not saying that he is or isn't. All I know is that all those fires put a lot of people's lives in danger. Mine being one of them. A lot of my best friends being them. So.
Yeah, because we talked to victims from the Falconer fire, and a lot of the blazes in Jamestown, anyways, were condemned in vacant homes, and some of them not. But it's hard on a community, and Bruce, I like to look at it, the flip side of it too. It's hard on you guys as the family. You take a lot of blood, and a lot of this isn't reported. We all focus on the victim of the alleged crime, but you're hurting too. What are you feeling now?
I'm feeling just sad that the community's against him and really against us too. If we try and defend him in the slightest, they come at us and just kind of attack us, slander us, hope negative things on us. Just kind of sad that the community would react this way, instead of trying to bring everyone together and lift them up instead of bringing them down.
Would you ask the community for a fair shot?
I would, yeah.
So what's next for the family and for John? How are you guys gonna try to help him?
We're gonna try and help John best we can. We're gonna still defend him as much as we can. We think he's innocent, but if he did, it's not himself. It's whatever's going on inside his head.
All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
Best wishes to all of you.
Thank you for having us.
All right, we'll send it back over to Ryan.
All right, Justin, thank you. Next on Morning News Now, a deadly batch of heroin in Chautauqua County, and it's nothing nice. 2 people are dead. But first, a look at your Skyline weather forecast.
Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Let's take a look at our boater forecast if you want to hit the water this afternoon. It won't be a bad day for that, as a matter of fact. The water temperature on Lake Erie, 50 degrees off the Buffalo Harbor. South winds around 5 to 10 knots and a wave height of around 2 feet or less. And on Lake Ontario, the water temperature, 47 degrees off the coast of Rochester. Southwesterly winds around 5 to 10 knots and a wave height of around 2 feet or less. And I actually want to mention the Lake Ontario water level just for 1 second. The water levels on Lake Ontario have gone up about an inch since last week, and that is very significant because of all the lakeshore flooding that's been going on because of the high water level. We are hopeful that the water levels will start to recede by the end of the month, and this lakeshore flooding can hopefully come to an end because it's been very devastating up there. So let's get into your Skyline weather forecast for today. Chance of a few spotty showers, mainly in the early afternoon hours. Otherwise, partly sunny and mild with highs in the lower 70s. For tonight, partly cloudy and tranquil. I probably also should have put mild on the graphic because we're only going to be dipping down into the lower 60s as a low. Remember, the average high for this time of the year is 66. And then for tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm. The humidity starts to creep up as well with that heat, so it'll start to feel more like summer. The winds will be gusty out of the southwest as well, gusting around 22 to 28 miles an hour, with high temperatures in the lower to mid 80s. However, the Lake Erie shoreline will probably stay in the upper 70s because of that gusty southwesterly breeze. And also, don't forget, Skywarn Storm Spotter training comes to Jamestown next Monday night at 7:30. Remember, we need more storm spotters. It's only spotters that can see down at the ground. No registration necessary, no fee, just show up. It's at WCA Hospital. From the Skyline Weather Center, I'm forecaster Dakota Hunter. Stay with us as Morning News Now continues right after the break.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
All right, we're back. Obviously, all heroin is bad, but a killer batch of heroin is circulating northern Chautauqua County. Sheriff Joe Gerasi said the county has seen a spike in overdoses. He reports 11 overdoses occurred in the last 2 weeks. Some came many inches away from their life.
We've had several overdose cases already. 2 of them were fatal, and we believe that there's a connection between heroin packaged in this checkerboard type packaging and overdoses. So we felt it was necessary to get that word out as soon as possible in hopes that we prevent further tragedy. We're just trying to notify individuals that may be in possession of it, that it could be something that takes their life. And our hopes is we reduce that or prevent it from happening. And
is this Narcan resistant, Sheriff? This heroin?
I don't know that it's Narcan resistant. Just that we may not have an opportunity to get to people that use it before their death.
Right, officials say killer heroin is being sold in checkered bags.
The Jamestown Metro Drug Task Force raided several apartments in the village of Falconer on Monday. Jamestown Police Captain Robert Samuelson says dealers can run, but they can't hide.
There's multiple apartments up there. This is actually a very nice apartment building. It's been refurbished in the last 10 years or so. 2 of the apartments upstairs were being used for the sales and trafficking of cocaine. Our investigation revealed it was being done here. We obtained a search warrant this morning for it, and we just executed a search warrant at 2 different apartments in the building.
And do you feel like the pressure you're applying to dealers is pushing them outside city limits?
Possibly. That is something we've always considered, Ryan, and that's possibly what we see here. Unfortunately, they're not going to outrun the state of New York or the town of Ellicott or the city of Jamestown in this matter.
Later today, Jamestown Police scheduled a meeting with regional media to discuss the contents of that bust. Our crew will be on hand.
A Jamestown Police canine who was stabbed during a confrontation with a killer is the driving force behind a law that would make it a felony to injure a police dog in the line of duty. Senator Kathy Young has thrown her support for Mitchell's Law. The legislation is named after Jamestown canine officer Mitchell. Current law dictates that a suspect can only be charged with a Class E felony for attacking a police dog or a horse. Justin, right now it just doesn't seem fair given the fact that they put their lives on the line just like their handlers do.
Yeah, and police dogs are cops.
Yes.
You talk to any cop, and that dog is a police officer.
Make no mistake about it.
And they do hard work just like the officers, and they're really close to their officers. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to to air an interview with Officer Kraft, K9 Mitchell's partner, not just handler, partner, and they live together.
Yeah.
They're really tight. So it's good to see this, and they risk their lives every day.
Yeah, and we'll hear from Officer Kraft on WNYNewsNow.com. Of course, news 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That cannot be stopped.
No,
that
absolutely.
cycle ongoing.
And be sure to follow us on all forms of social media. It's at WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.